The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN just after 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Friday morning. Pretty historic day yesterday. The Fed cuts by 50 basis points on Wednesday, and the market takes a little time and then takes off to the upside yesterday. Record territory in the S&Ps. We peak out at 57.97, right near the close yesterday. This morning, we're negative by 12 points on the S&Ps, 57.65. NASDAQ 100, we're negative by 51 points, about a 0.25% in the red right now. 20,035. Dow marginally in the red as well, off by 29 points, 42,416. And you get the Russell negative by 5 right now. Bitcoin quite an acceleration on Wednesday and yesterday as well. We reach a high yesterday of 64,200 in the overnight session, right near about midnight last night. We're trading right now technically $70 in the red on Bitcoin at 63,320. How about gold? Another record high just made in the last hour, 26.44. We're pairing some of those gains, 26.38. Gold up by $23.60 on the session. You take a look at the daily, it's just not stopping, man, right? Check it out. Gold breaking away. Now, why is gold breaking away? Well, we get some action in yields. We get some action in currencies, of course. You jump over to the 10-year. Yesterday, we drive down to lower price and higher yield. Today, we're sitting at 114.24 right now, and that's correlating to a yield of about 3.73%. 3.73%, the yield on the 10-year. You jump over to that dollar index, DXY, and yeah, not exactly lining up for the run that gold has had in terms of, the dollar is right where we were on Monday, right? 100.66, right where we were on Monday. You jump over the 10-year, we are lower price, higher yield since then. Now that would correlate to potentially being a stronger dollar. Could hurt gold, but nonetheless, gold's got a bid, man. It's not stopping. Higher highs, higher lows in the gold contract, 26.44 right now for that gold contract. You jump over the VIX, still sitting above 16. All things considered, slightly elevated in terms of record territories across the board, but a little bit of fear premium in this market. All right, where do we kick things off? We're going to kick it off with Microsoft and nuclear power. How about it? Bet you didn't see that one coming. Maybe you did this morning. Bet you didn't see it yesterday. Definitely the most interesting story of the morning for sure. So Microsoft, this has been talked about, right? The power that's going to be necessary to drive technology and data centers. Well, mark your calendars, folks. Nuclear, it's coming back. Yeah. 3 Mile Island, Constellation. They're going to invest almost $2 billion to restart the dormant reactor, and they're going to sell that energy to Microsoft. Pretty remarkable. Yeah. The biggest U.S. operator of reactors expects 3 Mile Island to go back into service in 2028. Look at this, right? 4 years. They're already making plans for the energy that they are going to need. How is anybody going to catch these tech companies once you have data centers running NVIDIA chips that cost $100 billion using nuclear power that took 4 years to build? It's remarkable what, the foreground that we are on right now. Well, one of the site's 2 units permanently closed about a half century ago after the worst U.S. nuclear accident. Constellation is planning to reopen the other reactor, which shut in 2019 because it couldn't compete economically. Well, guess what? They shut it down 5 years ago. And already they're saying, guess what? Yeah, Microsoft has agreed to purchase the energy for 2 decades and declined to disclose the financial terms. But Microsoft has secured a dedicated 100% nuclear facility for its use. It's a remarkable, forefront, to lack of a better term. It is a remarkable testament to where we are on energy. I'm surprised Microsoft is not getting more of a bid, because it's going to be a big issue. They're not going to be the only ones. And they just locked up their own nuclear reactor for their data centers, right? Absolutely remarkable. More than a dozen reactors went dark over roughly the past decade in the face of increasing competition, cheaper natural gas, and renewable energy, but growing demand for electricity from factories, cars, and especially data centers has spurred interest in nuclear plants. Yeah. Constellation, seen their shares jump? Yeah, I would bet so. Pretty remarkable, man. So nuclear, it's coming back. Nonetheless, keep your eye on that one. But again, not going to be live until 2028, that nuclear reactor. So it's going to take them 3.5, 4 years to get that thing live again. They only shut it down in 2019. Think about that, right? That is like quite an endeavor. I guess a nuclear reactor. Yeah. All right, what else we got going on? You jump over to FedEx. FDX is their symbol. Not liking what they had to say last night. So FedEx warns of a slowing economy, and they are down $40, man. 40, just like that. Yeah, you're talking about 13, 14% hit. You're trading at 262 for FedEx right now. You put this thing on a weekly. 262 brings you back basically to the beginning of 2022. Okay, you break below this 260 area though, right? The reason why I put it back on this chart. Where do you go next? You probably go to 240 right out of the gate, just like that. FedEx talking about, yeah, slowing sales potentially, and we'll see where we go from there. All right, and the other one, how about this one, right? So Nike, they got a new CEO, and this guy's been with the company for 31 years. Check out his LinkedIn profile. 31 years. He's just been climbing the ranks at Nike. Pretty remarkable. Do I have an article up? I think I do. Yes, it is. Elliott Hill. There it is. And I'll pull up this LinkedIn resume because it's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, so he retired. Yeah, excuse me. So Hill had retired in 2020, 32 years at Nike, and now he's back as CEO. Current CEO is going to retire October 13th. Hill's slated to take over the following day, and the market likes this one, man. Yeah. So you jump over, and there's your pop, man. So it looks like the market likes the Donahue's out. They got a new person in, a Nike veteran. Nike shares trading at $88. Been an underperformer lately, to put it lightly, right? Yeah. All right, let's jump around to some of the Magnificent Seven. Jumping around to articles we got pulled up for this morning. You got Apple shares. They're going to be up by about $1. Before we jump away from Apple, there it is, the iPhone 16, the Watch Series 10, and the AirPods 4 debut around the world today. Check it out. Yeah, Apple on Friday greeted customers at stores around the world for the debut of the 16. We'll see how it plays out. You know, you saw the T-Mobile CEO saying orders are great. They're above what they were for the 15. You had analysts coming out a week ago saying, no, the orders for the launch weekend were not as large as they were for the 15. On Friday, UBS analysts suggested investors shouldn't overreact to what appears to be lighter sales because that data is also collected by analyzing the wait times for new iPhone models, and that those were longer last year due in part to supply chain disruptions. Which data are you going to trust, right? The fact that Apple Intelligence is not available yet, folks, regardless of what data you're getting, Apple Intelligence not available yet, that is a problem. Yeah, we'll talk about Apple. We'll talk about some of the other stocks. Stay tuned, folks. It's Friday. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. There's a chart of Constellation Energy. You gotta love it, man. Right, the biggest operator of reactors, and they got a new contract with Microsoft to bring back 3 Mile Island. And yeah, you're up to 235 in the pre-market. You take a look at this thing on a weekly, you're going to be pushing the highs of this year, right back to 236. That's back 3 years. You take a look at a longer-term chart. Yeah, I guess that brings it back as far as you go to $42. You're going to be trading at 234, pushing all-time highs for this. Not sure why it only goes back a few years, nonetheless. And it is intriguing. It starts the whole debate again, right? Of course, you have the 3 Mile Island incident. That was back in, before my day even, 1979. And it is remarkable to think that those who are near this facility might not be happy about that news. And that's always the battle with nuclear, right? It's kind of the same thing in terms of, you know, everybody, mixed housing, low-income housing, right? Yeah, everyone's a fan, just not in my backyard, right? I love nuclear power, just don't put it next to my home, etc. I think you're going to see it go forward. Maybe this is the first step that gets the conversation restarted again. And, you know, it made me think, folks, it's unfortunate, right? You think nuclear, and this is where the conversation needs to shift to a certain degree. But if you've never seen the HBO miniseries Chernobyl, oh, go check it out. It is awesome. Obviously goes over Chernobyl. Has nothing to do with 3 Mile Island, but it made me think of it. I was looking at the two of them during the break. Go watch Chernobyl if you've never seen that one on HBO. Absolutely outstanding series. All right, we jump around to see what else we got going on in this market. Now, we got Lennar, home builders. They're going to be down about $10 on their numbers. So Lennar disappoints a bit. You spike, you drive to 184. You back this thing up, though? Yeah, you're just back to where we were trading at the beginning of the month. For Lennar, back to 184 right now in the pre-market. It's been quite a run for them and the home builders. And yeah, so they beat analyst expectations, but in the forward going, they may have some problems. Trying to pull up the exact of it. Nonetheless, you got Lennar dipping a little bit. We'll see where that goes from here. And let's check in on some of those others. We check back to Apple for a second. So Apple's at 229 right now. Now what's intriguing is, you take a look like I was talking about with Apple here. Okay, and what they talk about is, this is a UBS analyst, okay, and they're talking about the data here. And we talked about the data at first, right? You had a first analyst come out over last week and then say, hey, the order numbers are not up to what they were for the 15. And to correlate to where that is on the chart, there is your pullback on the chart down to 213. Absolutely remarkable. Apple's up by $16 since that price point on Monday. But nonetheless, what they talk about, okay, the data is collected by analyzing the wait times for new iPhone models, and that those were longer last year. Okay, ahead of the iPhone 16 announcement, our analysis suggested, and this is where they get into the meat of it though, the lack of a killer app, and arguably, and I agree, somewhat half-baked introduction of Apple Intelligence would dampen demand. Okay, but then they go on to say, listen, that is real, what we've been talking about. We still argue the collection of the iPhone iOS attributes are more evolutionary than revolutionary, and we caution that investors not overreact to data that suggests somewhat initial tepid demand. It's going to take time. There's not going to be just an instantaneous super cycle of people upgrading here, and I think I would agree, because I sit right in that perfect spot. I got a phone that's almost 4 years old, man. I use it for everything I do: finance, work, family. And I'm kind of on the edge saying, really? I thought Apple Intelligence was coming. The UBS analyst said supply chain disruptions last year slightly distorted / extended last year's data. Okay, so that means last year you had about a 41-day wait period for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. You got 26 days this year. Nevertheless, data across all models, this is the part I want to get to, then we're jumping to other equities, okay? Nevertheless, this is an important one for how Apple is trading higher without, Apple just doesn't trade lower right now. And read what they have to say here. Nevertheless, data across all models and regions, roughly a week post-launch, support our view that a super cycle is not imminent, as US and China data on the margin is disappointing relative to last year. Now, not the end of the world for a company like Apple, except for the fact that the valuation is baked in. This was the acceleration when the super cycle was going to be. From 193, that's your move. You see that daily, folks? That's the day they announced the plans of the new 16, the chips, Apple Intelligence, how certain phones are only going to work for it. Maybe you consolidate for a while to catch up to that value. But folks, right now we're trading at 229. You came into that news arguably at almost 190. You're up by $40. Apple has 15 billion shares outstanding, folks. 15 billion. Yeah, 15 billion. Amazing. 150. That's like $600 billion in market cap they've added. And basically, now the data is saying, well, it's not quite up to where it was for the 15. The super cycle might not be here yet, but it'll get here eventually. And I just don't see it, folks. And I got the best one they had at the time, 12 Pro Max. I would probably do the same again, a 16 Pro Max, the one they tout, the 26-day wait time. And I'm not even looking. I haven't even looked at the price. All right, we'll see. Let's jump around to some of the other equities. We got 5 minutes to go until the opening bell. You get S&Ps down about 16. You jump over to NVIDIA shares. Down about $1, trading at 117 right now in the pre-market. We'll put it back to a 5-minute chart. Yeah, down about 117. You jump over to Microsoft shares. They're chopping around at 438 on their deal with Constellation for nuclear energy. You jump over to Google shares this morning. Google a little bit higher in the pre-market by about $1. Netflix up by $2 right now, trading at 706. Closed at 704.32 for Netflix. We jump over to Tesla. Tesla slightly in the red, 242. Check out some of the airlines. Delta flat. Let's check out some of the banks. JP Morgan. Yeah, they're basically trading flat right now. All the markets somewhat digesting the day yesterday. You know, we're down by 17 points. Yeah, I had to recalibrate. You know, we're right where we were at about 5 in the morning. We're right where we were on the lows of the day at about 11 a.m. yesterday. But the market came into the open up by 90. So there's your run, man. And we're just digesting some of this top. We'll see where we go from there. NASDAQ 100 negative by 58 points. Let's keep our eye on yields in the dollar. You get the 10-year right now. A little bit lower price, higher yield. We jump over the dollar index. 175. We take a look at the yen. The yen all the way up to 144.42. And we're back to 143.77 right now. And we finish it up with gold as we come into the opening bell. You talk about it, man. Gold just chopping around at 26.37. 26.44.90. All-time highs just this morning on gold. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back in 3 minutes with the opening bell. Don't go away.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. 1 or 2 adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the 2nd and 4th Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry August 9th and 23rd for more live trading action. For this month only, use code LarryAug24 at checkout to save $50 off your first month as a subscriber to Live Trading Fridays for his live trading sessions, where you'll sit right beside him as he trades the market live. For this month only, enter code LarryAug24 and save $50 off your first month. For all the information and to reserve your spot today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
The stock market is a delicate, interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got markets open. You got an S&P negative by 15. All the markets slightly in the red, we'll call it. You jump over that gold contract, pulls back a bit as well, but still up by $20 at $26.33 right now. You jump over the dollar index. Dollar getting a little bit of strength. That, of course, is going to weaken the gold price. The dollar back at 100.78 right now. And we check in on some of the companies with action. There's Constellation. Yeah, even getting a pop at the open. Up by 15% on their deal with Microsoft. You jump over to Nike shares. Nike gives back some of the gain on their new CEO. They're up by 7.5% right now for Nike shares. And you jump over to that LinkedIn as I talk about, and it's pretty cool. So this is the LinkedIn member page of the incoming president and chief executive officer of Nike, Elliott Hill. And it is interesting. So you look at his experience, okay? He did go to TCU, I think. Yeah, so went to TCU, graduated in 86, got a master's in sports administration. While he was, now keep that in mind, right? Because he got the master's in sports administration to 1988. When you click on the experience to take a look at the Nike, it's pretty cool how. So he was an assistant athletic trainer when he was getting that master's in sports administration, and then when he graduated, he gets an internship in 1988, and check it out, he goes right up and down the line. Now I'm not sure why those two are separated, right? In terms of why when he went 2004 to 2005 VP, then he separated out. Nonetheless, you're talking about 31 years from an intern, and it is intriguing. Every 3 years. I was looking at this early this morning. You got to admire that, and the market likes it. And it's, yeah, he's obviously done a good job when you climb those ranks to that degree. I mean, look at how it is intriguing how you go from 1988 an intern, right, to a vice president within 12 years, okay? But then it takes you 24 years to go from VP to jump the VP. Look at how many different VP you got to go through, right, to get to president. This guy had to be 5 VPs. Emerging markets, sales, retail, general manager, USA retail, USA commerce, global retail, North America GM, and then you get to president, and you got to jump to 3 different presidents just to see a little bit of that rise that goes up there. But nonetheless, seems like they need a little bit of a turnaround. That's the man right there, and he's going to be coming in. I think they said October 13th. Nike trading higher on that news. All right, what else we got going on in the market? Yeah, we talked about Nike. We talked about Microsoft. We talked about some nuclear energy for sure. Yeah, let's see how Lennar and the home builders are trading. On Lennar, disappointing a bit. They catch a pop. They're down by 3.7% right now. It is going to be intriguing as the Fed begins to cut what that is going to do to the housing sector. We jump over to the FedWatch tool, take a look at what the market is thinking for expectations of rates. Always intriguing as we're keeping our eye. For the next meeting, 60-40, 25 basis points to 50. You go to the December meeting, man, it's just remarkable. Yeah, 50% probability that they are 75 basis points lower by December. And then, like we talked about yesterday, it gets intriguing. You go out to June, which is not that far, folks. June's only 9 months away. And there's a heavy chance that by June, 9 months away, which is only 6 meetings away, they're pricing in 7 to 8 cuts. Right? It's crazy. It's not crazy, but what's intriguing is realize where the market is priced. The reason why I keep bringing this up on a daily basis, realize where the market is priced, and then realize where the risk reward lies, okay? The market is pricing in a rapid pace of cuts. Could you get more cuts than that? Yes, it's possible. But as I just showed you, the market's pricing in 8 cuts over the next 6 meetings. I think there's a much greater chance that somehow maybe we don't get that level of cuts. But guess what? We thought it was going to be 25 on Wednesday, and it was 50. And it seems like Chairman Powell, they're not going to play the same game on this side, right? They waited forever for the data to show them that inflation was here. They're not going to wait forever for the data to show them that the economy is rolling over into a recession. They're going to try and get ahead of it. And that's part of the reason you saw that huge acceleration yesterday, because the market loves that, man. You know what is intriguing as well? They say don't fight the Fed, right? You know what's crazy is from when the Fed hiked, which was March of 2022, somewhere around this area, about 4,400. S&P, not counting yesterday, all right, going into Wednesday, was up more than 30%. Now, you're up over 30% over the period of 2.5 years, but absolutely remarkable. The Fed has a historic hiking cycle, and the market pushes all-time highs. You only pulled back for what, 4, 5, 6 months? Now you pull back for 9 months, something like that. but absolutely remarkable. Now, where it gets really intriguing is we're bumping up against the potential for these A to B, C to Ds to complete. And you don't have to be a master technician to look at this chart, folks, and say there's two trends here. You pull back. Where's that second trend? The first trend was so large, right? 2,634 points, the A to B leg, which was the COVID lows to the highs at the end of 2021, the start of 2022. Even add a little Fibonacci here for the pullback. You touch the 50% almost to the tick. And if you replicate that, okay, an A to B equals C to D projection pushes you to about 6,100 in the S&Ps. That's only 5% from where we're at right now. And what's even more wild to think about, okay, is that is a to B leg that is 2,634 points. It does it twice, right? It does it from the lows of COVID, and it does it again from the lows of October of 2022. And meanwhile, we started at 2174, right? And the legs are 2,600. So you start at 2,100, you trade up more than 100%, you pull back, and then you do that same run, 2,600 points again. Now you're cherry picking the lows at 2,100. I get it. But boy, you go back to the beginning of 2017 when the world was well. You're at 2,100. It has been quite a run. So not be careful, but keep in mind is probably a better. Keep in mind where we are, how far we've come, the expectations in this market, how it's priced, and that we are achieving A to B, C to Ds that the NASDAQ actually already completed, I think. Yeah. 20,623 was the completion in the NASDAQ. Now, the NASDAQ is even more bonkers. You start at 6,600 in the NASDAQ, and you do two legs of 10,000 plus. From COVID lows of 6,600 to 16,700, down to 10,400, and then again we complete that A to B, C to D, because that leg is 10,139 points, and we've already completed it in the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ has already completed it. S&P is about 5 points away. Dow's a different animal. Not so much the same deal, but if you were going to take that type of a scenario, you went from about 18,000 up to 37,000, give or take, so about a 19,000 point run. And if you're adding 19,000 onto here, you're talking about 47,000 in the Dow would potentially complete that same A to B, C to D. But you can see on the NASDAQ, when we completed it, there's a little bit of a rollover immediately, right? You trade down to 17,300 after jumping above 20,600. Be interesting to see how the S&P behaves as we're chopping around at 5,800. That completion would be 6,136 right now. And it just seems like the market is priced. And I don't want to call it for perfection because it's not, but it's priced pretty well right now. And especially when the market is assuming that we're getting 2 full percentage points of cuts within a healthy economy, right? That's the intriguing thing. Those cuts are somehow within a healthy economy. I know the cuts can come quick if things are dire. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned, folks. S&P's off 13. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. S&P's off by 13 points right now. You put this thing on a weekly. Can't see any negativity, man. Check out these last 2 bars, right? Last week into this week. Now we rolled over on the futures as well. So that's the reason for the gap there. When you see that gap on the weekly, okay, remember that. We got a little bit of a rollover on the futures. Okay, rollover on the contract. That's the gap that came in. Nonetheless, 57.97 yesterday. We're just off that price level right now. Interesting article over there from Bloomberg talking about NVIDIA, okay? Now, this is out early this morning. Yeah, 9:15 this morning. The expiration of large option positions today could help NVIDIA shares push higher. Now, this is just a random analyst, but nonetheless, I like thinking about different things and different ideas, right, and different viewpoints. And it is intriguing when you have so many options. But how about more than $5 trillion worth of contracts tied to U.S. single stock ETFs and indexes are going to expire today with quad witching, okay? But some of those are, you have a giant $2 billion worth of raw gamma at the 120 strike on NVIDIA, okay? Check out NVIDIA shares, just under that price level right now. We're at 118.17. And yeah, we've been bumping up against that 120 area, interestingly enough, okay? Gamma, a measure of how many additional shares of the underlying stock options dealers will need to buy or sell to remain balanced, can at different times act as a barrier or an accelerant from market moves, okay? They've been swinging within a range in September, unable to break that 120 level, and once those expire, that gamma is no longer going to be there. And yeah, that could give it a little bit of room potentially to have that last impetus. And so we will see. All right, we got to talk this. Now, first of all, the Patriots are a little bit tough this season, right? Amazon Prime, I love watching the games on Amazon Prime, I'll tell you. Now, I love Amazon as well. I do. I got Amazon in my retirement, man. Amazon up by 0.2% today, above 190 right now. But I do enjoy their Thursday Night Football. They got stats up there on the broadcast, right? They got different players getting highlighted that may make moves with whatever they call it, Amazon Intelligence probably, to something. So the Patriots have a big problem nonetheless last night. That was a tough game. Aaron Rodgers looked phenomenal, man. Great. The Jets, pretty remarkable to see the Jets. They have made the playoffs in 12 years, I think it was the number. But a great game last night for the Jets. Patriots, man, they're in a turnaround season, and hopefully it's just a turnaround season and not longer than that. But boy, baseball, we're coming into October, and I gotta highlight this one because Shohei Ohtani, folks. I mean, if you have this type of a game in Little League, Tommy has this game in Little League. I'm going ballistic for the week. He went last night, nonetheless. He goes 50 home runs, 50 steals, and he actually ended at 51-51. He went 6 for 6 with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs and 2 steals. As somebody that enjoys statistics, sports, athleticism, I don't think I've ever heard of anything so remarkable than somebody going 6 for 6, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, 2 steals, and he does it in the game that he reaches the historic 50-50 club, which is a pretty elite club to be a member of. Yeah, absolutely remarkable. And, you know, the writing's been on the wall, as they say, that he was going to get into that club. He woke up yesterday with 48 home runs and 49 stolen bases, and he goes 6 for 6. They beat the Miami Marlins 20-4, and it's just, hey, it's worth it. It's pretty staggering, nonetheless, right? Man, that guy. And then you throw in the whole betting scandal this year on top of it, right? That one, they're going to write a movie about that one, man. All right, market's rolling over a little bit. Let's check in on some of those stocks. Amazon shares right at 190 right now. We check on Apple shares, up by 0.3% for Apple. Nike, holding on to the gains. Nike up by 7.5%. You jump over to Lennar. Lennar off almost 5% on their numbers. FedEx on some weakness. Yeah, continuing to slide. FedEx off by 14.6%. That is quite a drop, man. And it is remarkable that what do? They fill the gap from 90 days ago when they came out with earnings and they traded higher. And maybe this is the type of stuff the Fed is seeing. And I'm not talking exactly, right? But I'm generalizing in terms of, hey, 90 days ago, FedEx was like, we're on fire. Within the span of 90 days, they give back that entire move that they had on their earnings 90 days ago on weakening demand going forward. And so, yeah, we'll see where that goes. We'll see if the Fed has acted in time. Because bottom line is, if they acted in time, we're going to be fine, right? This market is on fire right now. You add into it that we're going to begin cutting 2 percentage points over the next year. As long as the underlying factors are okay, we're going to be fine. Where it gets dicey is, of course, if the underlying factors already have momentum. And if you have momentum, it's a problem. And that's, you see how long it takes for inflation to roll over, right? 2.5 years almost, in terms of when they hiked, when they're comfortable beginning cutting. And for them to think that they can just start with 50 and instantly stimulate and stop that rollover if it's going the other way, that's not how it works. They're trying to get ahead of it, and time will tell where we go from there. We check back in on gold. Gold up by $14. We've paired some of the gains, make it 15 right now for gold. We check in on crude. Crude back above 70 this week. Let's put it back on a 15-minute. We're trading at 70.67. You were as high yesterday as 71.50 almost. We're backing off a bit coming into Friday for that crude contract. Yeah, Otani, he is something, man. All right, what else we got pulled up here? Yeah, we could talk a little bit of China. Seems like they're always considering one thing or another, right? China weighs removing major home buying curbs to boost demand. China may ease restrictions on non-local home buyers. Officials are mulling measures to shore up their stock market. They're trying to do everything they can over in China. That's to put it lightly. Yeah, 3 Mile Island. We're going to hear that one talked about a lot, man. See how Constellation is trading. Yeah, that's. I mean, imagine, right? So Constellation is the biggest operator, the biggest U.S. operator of reactors, Constellation Energy, okay? They expect them to go back into service in 2028. This is going to restart the whole conversation here. I'm going to take a look at Constellation Energy myself, okay? Because $75 billion company, they're in more than just nuclear reactors, of course. But if this restarts the whole nuclear energy conversation, which it's going to immediately restart the whole conversation. And I wonder how it goes from there, because you see the type of lead time, right? Even with a reactor there, it's going to take almost 4 years to get it back online. Yeah, I see no reason why that's not going to start that conversation. And imagine you wake up today and you're the competitor, right? What's Amazon going to do? Hey, Amazon, where are you getting your energy in 2028? You better believe that's what they're thinking about, man. When Microsoft they've gained exclusive rights to a nuclear reactor for 20 years, from the years 2028 to 2048. what is the world going to look like in 24 years from now, man? And they have exclusive rights for a nuclear reactor. Folks, we got one more segment. S&P's off by 16. Stay tuned. We'll take a look at some other equities. When we get back, folks, we'll take a look at some NVIDIA. We'll jump around. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the US futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly Gold Report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got markets rolling over a bit. I got Dominion Energy up here. Now, Dominion, they're positive a bit, quite an acceleration from the lows of last year. The reason why I bring them up, it's interesting. CNBC is touting an article this morning from about a couple weeks ago, and it's intriguing that it's from a couple weeks ago in light of, this was published Saturday, September 7th. All right, September 20th, so almost 2 weeks ago. And it's talking about small nuclear reactors could power the future. The challenge is building the first one in the U.S., kind of in the same way of, I'm all about nuclear energy. Just don't put one in my neighborhood, okay, in the same degree. New nuclear plant designs called small modular reactors could speed deployment of carbon-free power in the future as electricity demand rises. Now, what's intriguing is, okay, it just kind of points to not a coincidence. People in the know. I'm going to start looking at this one a lot more because, yeah, it's happening. Now, that's where they talk about Dominion's currently evaluating whether it makes sense to build a small modular reactor in Virginia. The utility service area includes the largest data center market in the world, right? Less than 100 miles. That's it, data. It's going to be there, man. Now, what they get into even further in here, which is intriguing, is that you have a company called Holtec, a privately held nuclear tech company, is trying to find a path forward for the industry on two fronts. The company is in the process of restarting a nuclear plant in Michigan. First time a plant that ceased operations has come back online. Well, 3 Mile Island's going to be challenging that one, right? Interesting. This is going to happen, man. Because energy's there, data is going to be everything, and it's not going to stop. And the level of energy necessary, and yeah, hopefully they just manage it a little bit better than it's been managed in the past. Quite an asterisk to end things on, right? With nuclear energy in that regard. But nonetheless, it's a brave new world, folks. And we'll finish it up with Microsoft. Microsoft a little bit lower with the market today. Microsoft trading at 437 from a high of 442 yesterday. But check out Apple shares. They launched their iPhone 16. You jumped to 231. We're back to 229 this morning. Amazon flat right now on a weekly basis. Quite a week as the Fed approaches historic levels. They cut by 50 basis points. We'll see where we go from here. Stay tuned, folks. Basil did his show at 8. That's coming up right now. We got Steve Rhodes after that. Live programming after that. We got a man, Larry Pesavento. Jacob this afternoon. Have a great Friday, everybody.